Welcome everyone to our CM1 tutorial series. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to customize and edit your existing templates in CM1. Please note, in this tutorial, we'll be using version 1.7 of CM1. Before we get started, let's recap on what we've learned in our previous tutorials. First, we discussed how to integrate your theme or CSS into CM1. In our second tutorial, we learned how to apply that theme to a template that you've created. In today's tutorial, we'll be discussing how to take that base template and enhance it by adding some functionality to it. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and build the header section of our template. And as you can see, I have a region here that will hold my logo, which will eventually go on the left-hand side. And this will also hold my search bar, which will go on the right-hand side. So let's go ahead and drag and drop the region widget in. And as you can see, it added 2 regions. Now I can go ahead and name the regions, so I'll pull the information from the style sheet. So I'll need to name this header-logo. And I know that I'll need to remove the sizing information that CM1 applies so that the sizes of my CSS will be applied. And as soon as I click OK, it immediately styles that region. Now, if I go into this region and name it header-right, this is where my Google search is going to go. So as you can see, those regions size themselves appropriately, and now I'll have the ability to drop those regions into those widgets. Before we start adding widgets, let's do some more customization in the main section. So, if I wanted to divide the main section into 2 pieces, be the same approach as the header section. Go ahead and drag and drop the region tool, and it's going to give me 2 regions here. Let's go ahead and customize the properties on the one on the left. So let's make this a box that will hold my navigation. So let's call it content box nav. And again, I can apply CSS classes to these regions. And I'm going to apply the box section nav that I defined in my CSS to this region because I want it to have round corners and a gradient background. I specified this class in my CSS, so I can go ahead and get rid of these sizings, so I can click OK, and as you can see, the region is styling itself. So I can go ahead and do the same thing on my right-hand side. So let's call this content box 1. And the class that goes along with this is called box section. And again, I get rid of the width and height information. The moment I click OK, you're going to see it directly picking up from my CSS file. The next step is to add functionality and customize what you can do with these templates. And there's 2 ways of doing that. One, you can have the ability to drop widgets onto these templates and leave them empty. And the way to do this is very easy. You open up the widget tray and say, I want a rich text widget that's going to hold my logo. And I can drag and drop that. Or I can have an HTML widget that's going to hold my Google search. Or I can go ahead and create another region right up top, and I want this top box to hold my navigation. I can go ahead and drag and drop my navigation widget and customize it however I want. And I can do the same thing. I can drag and drop widgets into these regions to have that functionality. Now, the difference between leaving these widgets empty and actually populating them are very important. If you leave these widgets empty and save this template, it will give your editors and content contributors the ability to put whatever they want in those areas. So you're leaving it a little flexible. But if you wanted to lock certain pieces of content in the template level, you can go ahead and put the logo in the widget and put the search bar here if you don't want other people to be able to edit them. So let's go ahead and lock certain regions. And as you build out your website in CM1, it is good practice to lock your logo, so your editors and contributors are unable to modify it. And as an admin, you have control of this. So let's navigate over to the Content tab. And as you can see, the editable areas are where I can insert content. The first thing I will do is insert the logo. And I've already created a reusable asset of my logo under Assets folder and under Text, and here's my logo. And now I can drag and drop it. Right inside the rich text now is editable, and if someone creates a page using this template, the logo is locked because I am specifying that the logo is not editable because I am the admin and I am the only one that can control the modification of the logo. I can also do the same thing with my Google search bar. So if I go under HTML, I've already created an HTML widget that has the Google search HTML inserted. Now I can place this right onto the widget. And now it is displaying my Google search box, and the colors and the sizing information comes directly from my CSS. This now concludes our tutorial on customizing your template in CM1. You must remember as you go forward customizing your own templates, you will have to decide how much of the template you want editable and how much of it you want locked down. If you have any questions or comments regarding this tutorial, please feel free to post them to our user forum under CM1 General Discussions, or you can contact our CM1 Onboarding Specialist, Jonathan Lapamardo, for a CM1 Best Practices training session.